Hey everyone, this is Buzz, and today I'm going to show you how to train a GPT for your business. The only prerequisite that you are going to need is a premium GPT or Chat GPT account. So just go to openai.com, sign up if you haven't already, and then upgrade to the premium. It's only $20 a month right now. So it'll pay for itself in a matter of one GPT every time you use it. So I'm going to share my screen here, and let's see here. My mouse has, there we go. There we go. All right. So let's go over here. I'm going to start from ChatGPT so you know where we're at. Okay. So I've logged in. I'm in ChatGPT 4.0, but you can be in any of them. It doesn't really matter. You go to explore GPTs, and then in the top right-hand corner says my GPTs. Now I've created a couple already, one for a client and one for a webinar I did. Okay, so I'm going to create this GPT, and you're going to see that you can either do a create or configure. Now in create, this is the super easy way to do it. You just go in here, and you go and you ask it. It's like, I want a GPT bot to help with, let's say, creating follow-up email, nurture sequences after sales calls from my B2B marketing blueprint webinar. Okay. So I just put that in there. Now you notice I have a couple of typos in there. Guess what? The chat GPT doesn't care. Okay. So now what it's doing is it's going in here and using whatever it's going to use, which is fine. And it's thinking, and it's going to start asking me questions. So let's see what happens. Okay. So now it's updating the GPT. So it's training itself, which is pretty cool, huh? And as it's doing that, it's going to pop this up here, and it's going to start. All right, now let's choose a name for your GPT bot. How about the B2B Nurture Pro? Does that work for you? Oh, I like that. Sure. Okay, boom, done. Now it's going to go and start asking me more qualifying questions. Okay, next I'm going to generate a profile for the B2B version. One moment, please. Okay, so it's creating a profile picture for the GPT. You can push stop here and move on, but it's only going to take, it looks like, about 5 more seconds. So we'll let it do it there. Boom. You know what? I like that one right there. Do you want any changes? Now here you could say like, hey, I like that, but I'd like a female instead, or however you want. I want it more cartoony, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Like really all it is a little placeholder for when you have all your GPTs, that it has its own icon, but you can have just the generic profile icon, which is the little person outline. So I'm gonna just say love it. Okay. Now what it's going to do is going to refine your details. So what specific tone style do you want to follow up your emails to have? I want to have a friendly, nurturing, and casual tone. Okay, notice that I didn't fix my my grammar. Like it knows what I tried to say. As long as it's at least close. But there it goes. For example, the focus, okay, what key points or values should these email emphasize? Okay. So now this is where you could literally just upload from a computer. And I'm going to go down here to a marketing blueprint webinar. So this is a script that we had for a webinar that we just did not too long ago. So it's going to upload that. Okay. Take point from the webinar script I just uploaded, and we want the prospect to always be aware of the consequences of not taking action after getting all of the great information from the webinar. Okay. Okay, boom, done. Okay, so now it's going to go in there and it's going to go and update the GPT. So this is literally training itself again. So it's taking a look at this PDF, which has a 40-minute script in it, a transcription of what we did in the webinar, and I'm giving it some of it here. So now we've built the B2B process to create up sequences, friendly, nurturing, cause tone, casual tone, emphasizing the consequences, not taking actions. Would you like to try out the preview to see if there's any further adjustments? Okay, this is great. So we go over here and it actually has already started some conversation starters, right? Creating a nurture sequences for new leads. I'm just going to click one of these, but you could just put down here. Actually, let's just do it here. Just got off the phone with Barbara from Blue Craze Drinks Co. And she is talking with her bosses about hiring us to implement our B2B marketing blueprint. Okay, that absolutely makes no sense because they're marketing B2B marketing blueprints for service-based businesses, but this will go over in here. Okay, so now what it's doing is it had that. I don't know why it had that there, but let's pull this. Oh, I can't pull that out. Okay, so if we go over here, it says, "Hi, Barbara. Great. Craft your follow-up, ... Okay. So unlock your business potential with our B2B marketing blueprint. I hope this email finds you well. It's a pleasure to speaking with you early. Drinks. Okay. So it pulled everything in there from what I just said, right? I want to follow up and provide a brief recap of what we discussed. Boom, 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 boom. Clarifying your zone of genius, developing your novel, empowering. These are 3 big points from the webinar. So it's boom. There it is. Number 2, breaking through the growth blockades. A couple of points from what we had there. So it's basically giving a full thing. Now, next steps, please let me know. Convenient time to follow up. Regards, and then have all this information here. Okay, so I can go over here and notice how it says my name, my position, your contact information, all in it. Okay, in the salutations, please use my name, Michael Basinski, position CEO of Buzzworthy Marketing, and my contact info. And I'm just going to give one of our extensions, 2899. Okay, boom. So now what it's doing, I'm training this to do this better, right? So every time you're doing that, and you can just play with this. That's all you're doing. I'm going to do this one more time, and then I'm going to show you the configuration side of things if you just want to get really specific, right, on certain things later on. Okay, so now we have try it out, preview it, see how it works. Okay, so now I'm going to sit there, and I'm just going to go back. Let's see here. Write an email addressing concerns from, and I don't even know what it said. Writing address concerns from the last call. Okay, so now this right here is overcoming an objection, right? So addressing your concerns and next steps. I hope this email, and this is generic. So like using the conversation starters, just going to give you generic stuff, right? That you could use for say templates or anything like that, right? But what we're talking about here is, you can use those as examples of what you could start typing in there and then give the specifics like I did in that first one. Okay, but here we go. You mentioned the challenge of standing out in a crowd in the marketplace. These are pain points from the webinar, concern predictable revenue, the whole 9 yards. Now, what I could do, if I wish I had one with me, and if I thought about it before, I should have, but you could take your transcript from your meeting and just upload it right here. And then send from this email, from this transcription, create a ... a 3 email nurture follow-up, boom, boom, boom. Now, I just want to see here, look, boom. Now, every time it makes an email, it's got my information there. CEO, Buzzworthy Marketing, boom, 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 done, done, done. And then later on, if I change my phone number, I just go over here and I say, hey, I've changed my phone number to XYZ. I'll always use this one and forget the other one. Done. Just talk to it like you would a normal person. Okay. Now, I say a normal person, I go with like an 8-year-old. Okay. 8-year-old that knows everything in the world, is perfect at doing everything in the world, but has absolutely no understanding, 5-year-old, I should say, no understanding of the world around it. Okay. It doesn't understand the context of the world around it. It only knows the information that it can synthesize. Okay. So when you be kind of pointed like you would with a 5-year-old, right? You don't just say, hey, go, I'm not even going to get into that right now. But if you just think about that, like bring it down and give it all of the information. It's not going to, the only information it's going to decipher is the information you give it. Okay. So in the training and on your prompts. Okay. Now let's go over here to the configuration side. It inputted this, but you could change this by just clicking here. You can use Dolly, which is their generative AI graphics creator, or you can upload a photo if you wanted to. You can change any of this information here. If you notice, I'm going to pop this open here. The GPT is designed to create follow-up emails. All of this was created by just that a couple of prompts that it asked me. You could do the same thing here. So say somebody was working with you and to do prompts, like we've helped people do prompts to do just this right here. And we say, okay, here's a series of prompts. You can just put all those prompts right in here and give it its, like here we had the, it updated itself to say that it should also include salutation with Michael Basinski, position CEO. All that was added from that chat, but you can directly put it in yourself if you already have some ideas. Now here's those conversation starters. If you don't want them there because maybe you have other people on your team working with it, you don't have to have those. Or you can do like create a template from the knowledge base, right? And you can just put that in there. I'm just making something up, right? And then the next time we go in there to preview it, that will be in there, okay? You can upload more files. You can also set it to where it either does web browsing or does not do web browsing, whether or not you allow Dolly to be active or not. If you do leave that in there, anytime you're in the chat, you can say, hey, create me a image of whatever that is, right? So say you had a client, in this instance, you had a client that, or a prospect that you were talking to on the phone. And say you were, they were telling you about an awesome, like their dream is to go to, I don't know, Greece, right? You can go into Dolly right there and just be like, give me, create an image of the whatever they want to see in Greece, and it'll give them an image that you can then use in your GPT or in your email. Pretty cool, right? Anything you want. Otherwise, take it off, right? The only one I don't put in is this one. And this web browsing is also great because you can also sit here and say, I wanted to do. So there it is. Look at that. On the right-hand side, you can see the create a template from knowledge base. And I could actually test that by just clicking on there. But what I want to show you here is also you can put references in. Our services are described on our https buzzworthy.biz. Okay. So now that I have this web browsing in here, we're good to go. It'll actually reference the B2B marketing and this one right here. And more info about the rule of 26 at https ruleof26.com. Okay. So I just put that in there so that they have all that stuff. The chat GPT and the GPT can actually reference that information when it's making other, maybe I'm asking it to reference Rule 26. Now it has that reference from the website. Okay. Now, you could also, if you have like a white paper or ebooks or anything, upload them here. And the great thing about that is that it's going to start looking at the writing styles of anything you upload. Perfect, right? The only thing that I don't have clicked, that I make sure I don't click, is this use conversation data in your GPT to improve our models. That's them. That means you're feeding this information to them. I personally want to keep my information mine, okay? And that's a great thing about the GPT. Everything that's in here is in here as long as you unclick that piece right there, okay? That's my only suggestion. If you don't care, then leave it clicked. You're good to go. If you only wanted to look at what you've put into the instructions and what you've uploaded, you unclick the web browsing and done, okay? So I like to use the web browsing. We're good to go. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to create that GPT. And I'm just going to make it for me because it's internal. Okay. But you can go back and give it a link. Okay. There's one that so you can put the GPT store, but you're not doing that because you're using it for yourself. All right. So we're going to go to the GPT. Okay. Now I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say, just met with John from Blue Craze Consulting, and they are excited but just concerned about money and getting the on ROI from the program. Create a 3 email nurture sequence to help keep us top of mind while they are discussing the option with their management. Notice I didn't care about the typing or anything like that. That's fine. Okay. Now, here we go. Addressing ROI concerns. Boom, right? It immediately put that in there for the first one. So that it recognized that the first thing we have to do is overcome their objection, right? Unlocking the high ROI with our proven system. I hope this email finds you well. It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure to speak with you about the Blue Craze Consulting goals and how B2B Marketing Blueprint can help achieve them. I understand that ROI is a significant concern for you and your team. It's essential to ensure that every investment contributes positively to your business's bottom line. That's pretty darn good. Now look at this. It goes in here. It says, "Hey, this is actually true, and we outlined it in the webinar, and so it was in the transcript. Our program has helped over 1,200 entrepreneurs increase their revenue even when they felt overwhelmed or unsure. Here's how they ensured it. Clear focus, priority, boom, boom, boom. All the big 3 things in our program. Kept it short and sweet. Still put my stuff in there. Next one, highlighting success stories. So, hey, if you don't believe us, look at all of these. Here's a couple of, let's see, this one, one client consulting, much like Blue Cray, increased 150. So it's taking a case study that was in the webinar and putting it into the email for me. That's awesome. Encouraging next steps, giving them the permission to take on the next. Let's turn the potential into profitable results. All right. Our approach is designed to predictable revenue, expert positioning, and sustainable growth. This is great. The great thing is you copy and paste this. If there's anything you don't like, just change it. But it got you 80%, 90% of the way there, and you can pop this into your CRM and you're good to go. I hope this has helped you out. The one thing that I want to give you before you leave, or before I wrap this up, is that you can always go back to your GPT, right? And train it even further. Okay. We showed you how I did that a little bit, but all you do is go right back to your GPTs and you go to my GPTs and you click on your GPT and push the edit button. And you're right back where you started. You can do it in the configure, or you can just start talking to it here. Hey, really like the tone, but I would rather have more excitement. Maybe they put emojis in. I never use emojis in my emails. Done. I'll never put an emoji in any of the emails from this GPT until I tell it can. Okay. It's just that easy. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, please give me a ring over at buzzworthy.biz. If you like this type of content, we're going to be continuing these how-to videos here at the Buzzworthy Marketing channel. So make sure you subscribe, hit the reminder button so you can see the new stuff. And if you haven't checked us out over at the Buzzworthy Marketing show, just go to the next video, probably going to show up here showing one of our latest episodes. Otherwise, go to the channel and you will see, let's see how many we're over 100 episodes now and almost 100,000 downloads. Until next time, stay buzzworthy.